Hey y'all, welcome to our kitchen. If you're new here, we're really glad that you're here. And if you're returning, then welcome. Today, we're gonna talk about a keto pantry.
And give you a look around our pantry and our kitchen.
It's really important whenever you start a keto lifestyle to make sure that you have the things on hand that go good with that kind of eating.
Absolutely. Where do you get your fat?
Where do you get your fat? And what do you eat instead of the processed carbohydrates that come in a package?
Yeah, well, we'll give you a look at what our pantry looks like. Can't promise that it's the right way, but it's certainly the way we've been doing it.
Way. That's right.
And so after about 5 years, you'll see, here's our pantry.
Yeah. So what are some of the items that we make sure that we have on hand?
Probably item number one for me is pork rinds.
Oh my gosh, right? Pork rinds, yeah, top of the list. Those are the go-to snack around here.
Yeah. You have to have a way of getting fats.
And you have to have things to eat that are not the standard American diet food, but still kind of substituted or taste similar.
Yeah.
We use quite a lot of almond flour.
Yep. And nuts.
Nuts, yeah. What else? Coconut flour.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, that gives it a nice texture whenever you're making things like muffins, quote muffins, or chaffles. Do you sometimes use that in chaffles?
I don't anymore. I think
Okay.
the last time we used coconut flour was when we were making those like Sandy's cookies.
Oh, yeah, those are really good. Remember KetoConnect.net
Yeah.
for all of the good recipes.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, well, let's go ahead and go into the pantry and show everyone how we stock up on what we stock up on.
Okay, let's go. Welcome to the pantry.
The first thing that he talked about was pork rinds. We love to keep a lot of pork rinds on hand.
And right above the pork rinds, we have the olive oil.
That's right. Olive oil, huge in our diet being keto so that we can keep our fats up.
Moving down the pantry, we got the sweetener. We like to use liquid sweetener. It's a liquid stevia.
And right behind him, over there in the corner, we have all of our baking supplies to include almond flour, coconut flour.
And all of the sweeteners. We use Swerve as well as some others, granular type sweeteners.
Yeah, absolutely. Over here, we make sure that we're stocked up on plenty of vinegar, lemon juice, sauces.
We love mustard. It's one of the things that is great as far as keto diet is concerned. And so you'll see we have a few gallons of mustard on hand.
Yeah, I really like this Lakanto flavored maple syrup. It's not actually maple syrup, but it does taste really good. And it's sweetened with monk fruit. So it's not gonna get your sugar all spiked up or your insulin all jacked up.
We also find a sugar-free barbecue sauce as well as ketchup, and we find those at Walmart, and it's the G. Hughes brand, and we really enjoy those. The G. Hughes, we like the sweet and spicy. We think, as far as the barbecue sauce is concerned, we think that's probably their best.
Right. Now over here in the corner we have spices, and one of the main things that we use in the spice department is just salt. And this is from Costco, but it's the ground Himalayan pink salt. Has a little bit more potassium in it. One of the things during a keto diet, especially when you're starting the diet, is to make sure you get plenty of salt because your body is going to dump its electrolytes with some of the fluid. Now, make sure you check with your doctor about your salt levels if you're on blood pressure medicine or things like that. But keeping your electrolytes up is very important. One of the most important areas of our stocked pantry for a keto diet is this little drawer right here. It's the chocolate bars. We like to have the Lily's chocolate bars. We have them in various flavors and styles. We get them on Amazon. We try to buy them in bulk because you can get them a little bit cheaper that way. And generally we will just split a bar whenever we're hankering for some chocolate. And sometimes for me, being a girl, that's more often than him. Okay. Oh, another thing is over here, nuts. Plenty of nuts on hand. We have walnuts, and macadamia nuts are really good on a keto diet. They're lower in carbs. Another really important aspect of keto is drinks. And we lean on our mineral water, fizzy water, we call it, because we don't drink Diet Coke anymore. We don't drink any sodas at all. It's pretty much water and coffee and tea and fizzy water. And so we use mineral water with some organic lemon juice and mix that with a little bit of stevia. And that turns into a nice sparkling drink for us when we're in the mood for something fizzy. Highly recommend Pellegrino. If you can't or don't want to drink that, then if you can find another seltzer at Walmart or any other store, it's just a great substitute. Add a little stevia if you need it to be sweetened, because they don't usually come that way.
One thing you'll notice that was not in the pantry, and that is seed oils. That was one of the first things that we dumped out of the pantry when we started the ketogenic diet, was all of the canola, corn oil, all the different seed
There
oils.
is no Wesson, Crisco, or any kind of vegetable oil in this pantry or in this house at all.
No.
Because those are some of the most inflammatory oils that we can put into our bodies.
That's right. As far as what we've got, we like to keep coconut oil on hand, olive oil, our own animal fats, lard, tallow, butter. It's also great to cook with avocado oil.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that is our pantry, and that's how we stock it for a keto lifestyle.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good idea if we cook a meal.
Yeah, we actually got pretty good. We lived in our camper for over a year when we were building this house, and got pretty good at just making a one skillet meal. We would take meat, whatever meat we had, add some fat to it and cook it, and then, pile some stuff on it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Kind of like brown it
Yep.
and then put some stuff with it
Yeah.
in one skillet.
Yes. Yeah, we got pretty...
I'm pretty sure there's a company out there that makes that you can get in a box. It's called Hamburger Helper.
Yeah, but this is the keto way.
Oh, well, okay, fine. Well, we'll go make a keto-friendly,
Yeah.
homemade, quick Hamburger Helper
No.
style
Okay.
meal.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go
All
do
right,
it.
let's do it.
Oh, that sounds fun.
We're going to start with the fat for the dish. We're going to use lard for this one. And I don't know, I don't normally measure when I cook, so some, enough to cover the bottom of the skillet. As it starts to melt, I'm going to add minced onion and some garlic, minced garlic. And I would say this is probably going to be a tablespoon of each. Up the heat to about medium.
Whatever. While he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start prepping the meat, getting it out of the packaging and stuff. It smells good already.
Yeah.
Nothing like some garlic browning in there. Yum. This is going to be a yummy lunch.
Yep. The cumin, I'm going to use a teaspoon. Let's make that 2 teaspoons. We also like a spice called tahini. It gives it a zingy flavor. I'll use a teaspoon of that.
One of the main ingredients on this dish is actually eggs. We're going to put eggs on the top of it. So I'm going to go ahead and crack out the eggs, leave them whole, don't beat them up, and then we'll just kind of pour them gently and float them right on top whenever the meat is ready for this.
Yep, all of that's coming together nicely. I'm going to add some pepper that we have from our garden. These were jalapenos that we smoked and then dehydrated. So I'll add, we like it spicy, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of that.
How many eggs do you want today?
4, please.
Okay.
You can definitely get that smoky smell from the chipotles.
Mmm.
Okay, now that that's all combined,
4
I'm going
eggs.
to add the beef.
One of the main things that we have to think about whenever we're starting a new way of eating is what is realistic? What can we really do? Because we're all really busy. And how can we eat a homemade meal and it be good for us and it tastes good? Cook things that are easy. Ground beef, ground pork, ground lamb, lots of spices to make it taste really good. Don't be afraid to use the spices because that's what's going to keep you on it. If you start eating bland food, you're not going to want to eat that way for very long. So one of the main things that we do is make sure that whatever it is that we're eating tastes really good. And he added a whole lot of stuff to this just to make sure that when we eat it, it's kind of hyper palatable. We can eat a lot of it, but it doesn't hurt us.
One thing I forgot to add that we mentioned already was salt. And I'll add some black pepper.
You may begin to notice whenever you start looking at recipes for keto meals, especially at this house. Meat, cheese, eggs, those are our staples. And they're all really delicious and they're good for you. The cheese that we use most often is probably mozzarella cheese. It melts and it also helps to bind food together. So one of the things he's going to do here is add a lot of mozzarella cheese to the top. Basically make a topping for it and then put the eggs on top of it, put a lid onto it, and then let it all melt and the eggs cook all together.
The ground beef is about to be browned well enough to keep going. You'll notice that there's quite a bit of fat in this, and that's exactly what you're wanting. You do not want a skillet that's just dry for a keto meal. I'd say that's browned well enough. I make sure that everything is spread out and then start adding the cheese. And depending on the size of your skillet really is how much cheese you'll add. I just make sure that there's a good coating over the top.
In our house, we both cook, but since he doesn't go to real work anymore, he does a lot of the cooking because I did that for a long time. And he's good at it. Let's take a look at what's happening in here now. All right, we're covered with cheese.
Now that that's said, I'm going to reduce the heat just a little bit. I'm going to add the eggs on top.
Don't you be breaking my eggs now.
No, don't you worry. I like to just add a little bit of flavor to the top of the eggs and the top of the cheese, just to give that hint as you put the bite into your mouth of what you're getting. So I'll sprinkle some more tahini on the top, and then on goes the lid. It's taken us 10 minutes to get to this point from pouring the first oil into the skillet to lid on. So we'll see how long it takes now for the eggs to cook. I'm on about 4 or 5 on the heat setting.
Now we like our eggs a little runny in this meal. Makes it all creamy. If you like yours more done, cook them more done. We just like ours runny.
You could even break the yolks as you put them in. It wouldn't.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I guess you could scramble them, put it on top. You can do what you want.
Could do.
You could do that instead.
Yeah. I don't take the lid off at this point. The heat being trapped in is what's cooking the eggs from the top. So the bottom is the ground beef, and it starts to get a little bit of a crust because we're not stirring it anymore. And the top is the cheese is melting, the eggs are cooking. Leave the lid on. The lid has been on for 2 minutes now, and I can start to see that the eggs are starting to get done. They're not quite there yet. I give it a little jiggle, and I can see that they're still just a little too runny.
I want my yolks runny, not my whites.
I know.
That's gross.
You do have to turn it off before you think, though.
Yeah, because it keeps
Otherwise,
cooking.
it'll get too done.
Yeah. We need plates?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm seeing, as I jiggle it a little bit, I'm watching what the yolk does, and the yolk is still jiggling inside the white area. So I know it's not quite there. I have 2 that are not jiggling. 3 are not jiggling. We're almost there.
It's feeling like it's time, man.
It's getting there. All right, we're almost there. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. Take it off the heat. And time to serve it up. That's been 15 minutes.
Okay, so we've got a keto meal, hot lunch, 15 minutes. Beautiful. Let's look at it. Lovely. I'm ready. Or dinner. I said lunch. This could be dinner. Is it nice and cheesy?
Oh yeah. Nice and cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
Need to try it out and see what we think. All right, you ready to give it a try?
I am. Okay, one of the key factors is the creaminess of that egg yolk. And then we take that thing and we just cut it up and stir it all in. And oh my goodness, it just adds the creaminess to the whole dish. Looks beautiful, babe.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And the final test, how does it taste?
Okay, let's see. How did you do today?
We'll see.
Oh man, that's way better than any hamburger helper.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Well, this has been fun, guys. We are so happy that you stopped by, and welcome to our kitchen. And we just invite you to continue to come hang out with us. If you're enjoying these videos, it would be really cool if you guys would just share them on your social media.
Absolutely.
And until next time, bye y'all.
Bye, y'all.